Hey guys, I just wanted to do my reaction to Arrow Season 7, Episode 8, Unmasked. So this was I think this is gonna be I guess like the show's like mid-season finale. I guess especially before the Elseworlds crossover next week. And so last episode, you had like Diaz bribing the guards who were gonna bring him to Slabside to be incarcerated, um, bribed them off for some reason, more plot convenience working in his favor. He basically was able to break into the prison, cause a riot, and cause all hell to break loose with it. Where Turner, aka Bronze Tiger, and Oliver were just like fighting their way through prisoners, trying to save the guards. And Oliver being, and it was probably one of the most action packed episode of the season, probably one of the most action packed episodes of the series. So like finding their way through the prison, trying to get to Diaz. He was like tearing the place apart. And then of course when Oliver and Diaz finally faced off. Oliver, presumably worn out from being drugged by Stanley, who you found out was a serial killer and only said he was wrongfully accused, was because of the fact that because he felt all of his victims deserved it, and he was being playing judge and jury like Oliver used to, or at least he thought he was killing like evildoers in his mind, that it was wrong for him to be accused and convicted for anything he did. And he drugged Oliver at some point when he was trying to find his way to Diaz. And Oliver realized his true nature, and Stanley escaped Slapside through the morgue, especially by stabbing Brick, which was kind of an anticlimactic way to go. Yeah, Derek Sampson, who had like a vital artery in his leg slashed, so he was like bleeding out. But then of course he died when Diaz caused an electrical fire that is Turner and Oliver has knocked his ass into. But but between but getting back to Oliver being drugged by Stanley, between then having to fight his way through all the inmates that have gone ape shit, that he was kind of tired out from that, so that Diaz had the advantage over him in the fight, until Diaz, taunting him about going after William and Felicity for the second time in that episode. He was able to like get up and just give him a stab, shank him in the lung, and just leave him in the cell. Hopefully, preferably to die. I mean, just because it's like this, he's basically this Gary Stu with wasted potential. But he was basically as a result of helping out the guards during the whole prison riot, and the combination of Black Siren making a deal with the feds to get him out of prison, that he did get out of prison, and they get to reunite with Diggle and Felicity. So I guess now this episode is going to be show how he's going to readjust to his life out of prison. How if and how he can continue his heroics without, while circumventing the whole anti-vigilante law, which is still in effect. I knew it. Is that a Miko Queen? That's a Miko Queen. That's got to be a Miko Queen. The new Green Arrow. I knew it! I knew it! I knew it!
Under 5 minutes talking about my hobbies?
How do you know Felicity smoke?
I don't.
Oh, that's strange. Because you were the last person she called before she was killed.
Felicity's dead?
Oh, so you do know her.
We work together sometimes.
What kind of work was that?
The kind that's none of your business.
So illegal.
Well, you're one to talk, Canary. You're not as smart as you think you are. But you want to come in here and judge me?
Tell us why Felicity called you. then we'll leave you alone.
I work as a broker. I help people find certain items. Felicity asked me to find her an electrical firing circuit and a couple transmitters.
Those are mechanisms for triggering a bomb.
I don't know why she needed them. I didn't ask. As long as I get paid, you can ask for whatever you want.
Sounds like you two had a lot in common.
If that's it, I have my next fight coming up, and I really should stretch.
Hey, man, I know we've had some bad history.
You had your bodyguards kick the crap out of me and Tommy at your club.
Right. Well, you slept with my wife. Well, now my ex-wife. Dude,
That's where he's from. Okay. Oh, damn. Oh! That! Who the hell is that?
My husband asked you a question!
Where'd you get that?
Talk about it later.
Oh! That's ballsy that he's going in completely unmasked. I mean, I know that's the title of the episode, but still.
I'll shoot. Hiring killers is easy. Taking the shot yourself isn't.
You're a vigilante. You don't have the authority to arrest me.
She does.
Max Fuller, you are under arrest for the murder of Clayton Ford and Sam Hutchinson.
Turns out Oliver's more like you than I thought. More like me, too. But I'm not giving up. Not ever.
Amica Queen! So yeah, that was a pretty good episode. You know, Oliver having to cope with the fact that Felicity had to become more ruthless for the sake of fending for herself and William while he was in prison. So because he doesn't necessarily approve of, you know, Felicity's more like cold-hearted, like kind of ends justify the means mentality that she's taken on. It's like, what's that going to mean for the state of their relationship? You know, I mean, this was a kind of, I mean, I kind of wish it was kind of left as more of a mystery, and it was kind of like a huge blunder on, I guess, the marketing or the writer's part, where they basically just, you know, released the title of, I think, their 10th episode, or like their mid-season premiere as My Name is Amico Queen. And then they had like change it like last second to like Shattered Lives, as if like that, you know, people hadn't saw the original title. But ever since, you know, I got wind of that coming out, it's like I automatically knew that, you know, she was the new Green Arrow, and that combined with the fact that, you know, a couple of close-up shots of the Amico Queen before her identity was revealed, they kind of revealed herself as sort of like, you know, you know, they look, her eyes look imply that, you know, she was female and also of Asian descent, because I mean in the comic books, Amico Queen was the love child of Robert Queen and Shadow. Granted, you know, given that, you know, Shadow was closer in age with Oliver, and, you know, she died on the island. I mean, the question is, like, who ended up being Amico's mother, whether, I wouldn't say it would be Shadow's twin sister. I kind of met, you know, being, you know, they're probably going to make it somebody else who's going to be Amico's mother, but it kind of, you know, raises the question as to, you know, I guess like how long did Robert Quinn keep in contact with her before getting shipwrecked and having to kill himself to save save make sure Oliver survived? Did he somehow know that in the event he was somehow able to like leave like a message like in the event that something ever happened to him or Oliver to take on the to protect the city? Is like how did she find out about Oliver as the Green Arrow? Did she know did she know about it prior to Oliver outing himself to the public? Where she got her training from? Um, in archery and fighting and fighting. So yeah, there's a lot of questions that are left to be answered. And like I said, the show comes back mid-January after the crossover because next week's episode is going to be part of the 3-part crossover. So it's not really going to focus on any of that. But I'm hoping questions are answered sooner rather than later when the show comes back in January. And I'm still the flash forwards continue to be fascinating because everybody thought this character played by Cat McNamara, who was on Shadowhunters and is playing this blonde woman from behind the scenes. People were thinking it's like, oh, maybe people were thinking maybe she was like Oliver and Felicity's daughter. So far we just know that she's a broker and a broker for hire to provide equipment and weapons for the highest bidder. I mean, she may be that still may be the case. Because we never got her, real name. William suspecting that she wasn't telling the whole story, and the tattoo, and finally, Dinah revealing the Mark of 4 to William, and that's what Roy saw on the island, and it was basically a tattoo that Team Arrow got ever since Oliver, I guess, got out of prison. It was supposed to be, courage, compassion, loyalty. I don't remember what the fourth one was, but it was, basically meant that whatever happened to anybody, regardless of what happens to anybody in the team, what they were going through, that they would look out for one another, which is why Dinah decided to look out for William when he came back to Star City and help him, especially because he says she saw traits of Oliver and William, and and also him reminding everybody, is there's more than Felicity. He remembered Felicity being a good person. There's got to be more to this than meets the eye than her becoming some kind of terrorist who was willing to level the whole city in the future. So I guess we're going to find out more to that. And yeah, it was kind of ballsy and awesome that, the workaround for the anti-vigilante law and having Green Arrow go back into the field was basically Dinah, I guess, deputizing Oliver as an employee of as part of the Star City Police Department. Even the mayor's gonna try to stop them. I mean, I doubt that's gonna play out, but it's at least he's able to get back into the field as a superhero. But the rest of Team Arrow, Mr. Terrific, Wild Dog, and I guess everybody in the rest of the team have to give up their basically superhero identities given the new law, and this is the only way they can continue having any kind of active role. But yeah, I mean, at first you thought why couldn't Oliver just kind of throw the mask back on and also conceal his face like Amico did, just so leave people guessing as to whether or not it was Oliver or the Amico. But I guess they didn't. They kind of wanted to not regress back to the status quo, and just feels like Oliver outing himself as the Green Arrow would have long-term consequences as opposed to like short-term consequences when he was just in jail for 7 months. But it's interesting. It totally shakes up the formula. It's fresh, and that's like the if there's anything you can say about this season, it's one of the freshest seasons in years, and probably I think I'll go as far as to say that it's probably the best season of the show since season 2 so far, and I hope they keep up the quality, and I have faith they will. Given Beth Schwartz spearheading the show now, it feels like it's been like a shot in the arm for the series. But what do you guys think of the episode? What are your predictions about? What are your theories about Emiko Queen and her origins? Your thoughts in the comments down below. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.